To be honest, I don't like excuses, explanations. My philosophy is to be perfect, to not answer on questions why you did this, why you did that, and have some excuses. I feel shame if I trying to explain you why why I didn't win this fight. Just I didn't win, and that's it.
For the winner by majority decision, and new undisputed light heavyweight champion of the world.
No excuses. Against all odds, Dmitry Bivol is the undisputed light heavyweight champion. After losing his belt, he could have blamed injuries or the judges or his life outside the ring. But instead of complaining, he hit the gym, studied film, and put in the hard work. To win the rematch, he'd have to employ a new strategy. No one trades punches with Artur Beterbiev, and certainly no one puts him against the ropes. Unless your name is Dmitry Bivol. In a sport full of sore losers, whiners, and trash talkers, Bivol stands out as a shining example of what it means to be a champion. But it's how he did it that's so impressive. Against the deadliest puncher in all of boxing, revenge has never felt so good.
If you were more busy, you think it could have changed the outcome of this fight?
I just had to throw more punches here.
What's the lamest excuse for a loss you've ever heard? Was it David Haye blaming his toe? Maybe it was Pacquiao saying he bought the wrong socks. George Foreman claimed he was poisoned in Zaire, and Chris Eubank accused his opponent of hypnosis. After losing a fight, especially for the first time, boxers can never seem to accept their losses. These are guys who go their whole life being a winner, in a violent sport like boxing no less. Having reached the championship level, the idea of losing is simply an impossibility. And it makes sense. You don't get to be champion by entertaining the chance of defeat. You almost have to be delusional in your self-confidence. Block out negative ideas and only reinforce victory. It's how winning is done. But it also leads to unhinged, emotional, conspiracy-laden meltdowns when they inevitably lose. Perhaps none worse than the downfall of Deontay Wilder. The Bronze Bomber was undefeated in 42 fights, having knocked out every single man he'd ever faced. He even knocked out Tyson Fury in their first fight, by the Gypsy King's own admission. Scoring knockouts was Wilder's whole persona. Who needs skill when your punching power alone can earn you an Olympic bronze and a world title? Wilder was the baddest man on the planet. And then Fury knocked him out, twice. The string of excuses, accusations, and conspiracies that followed are, to this day, the craziest I've ever heard. This is insane. Wilder criticized his trainers, the referee, and even the broadcasters. Basically anyone not named Deontay Wilder. But the most egregious excuse was blaming the 40-pound costume he wore during the ring walk, an outfit that he himself designed and chose to wear. And when an old interview surfaced where he claimed that he always trains with a 45-pound weight vest on, his credibility completely flew out the window. Some things are better left unsaid. Wilder was easy to root for. He was an American heavyweight who delivered explosive knockouts. But no one likes a sore loser who blames everyone but himself. To this day, Wilder still won't accept that he simply got beat. But he's not the first, and he certainly won't be the last. Even Fury can't admit that he lost to Alexander Usyk twice. He claimed he was robbed, blamed geopolitics, and stormed off into his 15th fake retirement. Another fan favorite with a great story ruined by graceless, unsportsmanlike behavior. It's a rare few that have the integrity to accept their loss with poise and learn from their mistakes. Dmitry Bivol is a prime example. After boxing a near-perfect fight against Beterbiev, Bivol lost in what many believe was a robbery. He was the first to go the distance against the knockout artist and the first to actually stand and trade. He landed cleaner punches and avoided the hammer. And yet, in the eyes of the judges, it wasn't enough. But 0 excuses were made. With the rematch signed, Bivol and his team went to work on smarter strategy, better conditioning, and higher volume. And it was apparent from the first round. Fast multi-punch combos, firefights on the inside, and elite distance management, all at a back-breaking pace. Where Beterbiev's strategy was largely the same, cut off the ring and walk down the challenger, Bivol approached the rematch with a brand new game plan. A constant jab, sometimes to the body, sometimes offbeat, continually disrupted Beterbiev's rhythm. And in those disjointed moments, Bivol landed his best work. He threw 1-2s, changed levels, and darted in and out of harm's way. This was Soviet-style boxing at its best, and unlike the first fight, Bivol even put Beterbiev on the back foot. It was a smart game plan from Bivol's team and a clear response to the first fight. Last time, his activity dipped dramatically in the second half, losing the last 3 rounds on all 3 judges' scorecards. In the eyes of many fans, this is where he gave the fight away. But in the rematch, he started strong and finished strong. He conserved energy through the middle rounds, and his elevated output was impossible to ignore. The second fight saw an increase in activity in every single round but one. His punch rate improved by 30%. His land rate saw an increase of 20%. Beterbiev threw more too, but failed to connect the extra volume. In short, Bivol threw more punches, he landed more punches, and avoided more punches. Statistically speaking, he improved in every measurable category, and practically speaking, the face test doesn't lie. Volume was the name of the game, and if CompuBox isn't your thing, then Jabber AI tells the same story. It was another close competitive fight, but via majority decision, Dmitry Bivol was crowned the new undisputed light heavyweight champion. This doesn't happen if he makes excuses. If he put the blame on someone other than himself, he doesn't improve. But he accepted the loss, isolated what he did wrong, and became a better boxer. And look at the joy and relief on Bivol's face. That is the smile of a man who lost everything and worked tirelessly to earn it all back. I know it's a cliche, but I truly believe he wanted to win more than his opponent. He didn't make excuses after the first fight, and Beterbiev didn't make excuses after this fight. With 24 exciting, hard-fought rounds, we have the makings of a legendary trilogy. Some people want to see Bivol fight Benavidez, Canelo, or move up and challenge a cruiserweight champion. But this was a close fight. Beterbiev took Bivol's O by majority decision, and Bivol took Beterbiev's O by majority decision. We can't conclusively say one is better than the other. We need to see a rubber match. If it were up to me, I'd make the Beterbiev trilogy, a David Benavidez defense, and an undisputed Jaio Pitaya fight for a picture-perfect conclusion to his career. But let me know who you want to see him fight in the comments below. At 34, Dmitry Bivol is closer to retirement than we might think. And with limited fights remaining, we need to recognize the great champion that he is. No excuses, no shortcuts, just the constant pursuit of boxing perfection.